In the Lord's business, July 16, 1991, Mount Pinatubo explosion. That date is forever etched in the mind of this sister in the Lord who shared her experience. At 3:15 p.m. there was an earthquake. The two static big hoppers for toothpaste and Bestank for shampoo overflowed. The contents of the hopper at the back of the factory office spilled, and the place was filled with fragrance everywhere. All machines stopped, and all factory work did stop. There were two personnel who ran to the door as fast as they can, but not knowing where to go left or right. There was panic among those left, and the PA system was heard. All personnel, please drop, duck, and roll, and if possible, must vacate the area and immediately leave the factory minding safety. She was talking to her boyfriend, now her husband, over the phone and told him to get his car immediately in, that they needed to live not because of the earthquake, but because of a scheduled request for prayer for an infirmed brother of a sister in the Lord. Imagine the peace. They were not minding the commotion. Neither one of them ever thought of discontinuing the scheduled prayer for healing. When they got outside, they saw people running to and fro, not knowing where to run to. There were no more public transport during that time, and not too many cars were on the road that fast. There were those who were stopping a few private cars and requested for a ride to the nearest area where they can be dropped off. A lady stopped them and begged if she can ride with them, and they said yes. The people in the streets were running. They said their intros and hellos and asked the lady where she was headed. She said she still has to be back to her office, a Christian radio station for her scheduled segment program. What a coincidence. They told her they're headed to pray for healing for a sick brother of a churchmate. At that moment, the three were still not privy as to the magnitude of the quake's impact. They were sharing God's protection and then went their separate ways. Lady to her stopover, and the two to get to the house of that brother. At the house, they were warmly greeted by the sister's household, and they prayed healing for the sick. The lady of the house said though they weren't coming since Mt. Pinatubo has erupted, they simply said they were at their father's business. The prayer time ended, and they left. Back home, sister was informed that her mother and a relative were stranded some 80 kilometers from where they came from and needed to stop for the night. It was raining heavily with mud anywhere. She prayed that all be safe and sound, continuing and urged them to get to the house and not anymore spend the night in that area, where they may be, lest the lahar or lava mud flow can get them stuck for days, who knows until when. The mother took heed, and despite the car seeming stopping, and with prayer intercession, they persisted and was able to get home at dawn. In the morning, they all found out the magnitude of the quake. Thankfully, her mother and the relative were safe, but they all woke up the next morning amidst Lahore sand everywhere in the house. It was the effect of the explosion that reached even parts of Taiwan and some other neighboring countries around the Philippines. What then? She shared. This made her realize three things. One, that if you have Jesus in you, you will never panic. Yes, you feel some kind of a tensed emotion, but not desperate and fearful. There was this peace stillness that while people do panic from the factory to the road, at home and the news that followed, none of this did scare her. 2, she was in her Lord's business, she said, getting things done to pray for a brother despite the explosion. 3, God will protect you in times of trouble, a calamity. He will save you. Her mother was saved right there and was able to get home safely. The nation was in panic and terror, but God's people are safe in the hands of God. The Lord is your ever-present help in times of trouble. Better to receive Him now and not wait for calamities to come, or it may be too late. You want this peace? Only Jesus can give peace and assurance. Jesus alone can save. Pray to Him now. He's listening. It's Isaiah 41:10, which says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand."